how were you disappointed by the movie? Wasn't La La Land your most anticipated movie of the year?
Yes, the director of Whiplash making a musical sounds incredible. But instead, I got a movie I've seen a million times, and I don't even remember a single damn song.
Oh, I thought it was charming. Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone were great.
I agree, Emma Stone was great.
I said Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone were great.
I know. I said Emma Stone was great.
You didn't think Ryan Gosling was good?
I mean, I thought he was fine. Granted, I don't think they gave him as many opportunities to shine as they did Emma Stone. She was able to show range, and she did. I do think she was great. Ryan Gosling was kind of one note through the whole thing. And I mean that about his acting and his singing.
I think you're just describing Ryan Gosling.
Well, the original choice was Miles Teller, so I'm very curious to see if I would have liked that more.
Yeah, well, I heard Miles Teller didn't do it because they wouldn't pay him enough.
I'm just saying, if Emma Stone is the new Ginger Rogers, I think we need to find her a stronger Fred Astaire. You really didn't find any of the songs to be memorable? I thought A Lovely Night was good. Cool concept, good lyrics.
Okay, I haven't heard you hum that song a single time, but I've heard you sing You're Welcome from Moana every day since we saw it a month ago.
That's a good song.
It's a damn good song. But Moana's songs seem like they further the story along, and all the songs in La La Land feel like the story stopped, they sang a song, and then the story continued. It's like the songs weren't written with the sequences in mind.
That's what old Hollywood musicals are. It sounds like you were expecting more of a stage musical.
I mean, I guess I was. Regardless, I was hoping for the Whiplash of musicals, and what I got was the guy who made Whiplash doing his best to emulate a style that's not his own. The movie seems to want you to disagree with John Legend's character, but I thought he made a lot of really good points, especially when he told Ryan Gosling, how are you going to be revolutionary if you're such a traditionalist? Which kind of sums up my opinion of the whole movie.
But Ryan Gosling didn't want to revolutionize jazz. He wanted to keep it traditional, and that's how he ended up becoming successful by the end.
But conveniently, it skips ahead 5 years, so we don't get to see the struggle that leads to that in a easier done than said sort of situation.
But speaking of John Legend, was it supposed to be implied, this is what I got at least, that John Legend's character was the one that screwed Ryan Gosling out of money?
Yeah, that confused me too, but I think so. Although, now that you mention it, there were a few confusing character traits throughout the movie that distracted me, especially when Emma Stone's character just finishes saying how she grew up watching old movies like Casablanca, but she's never seen Rebel Without a Cause. Ingrid Bergman takes up the entire wall of her apartment room. She's never seen Rebel Without a Cause?
Is that really that big of a deal to you?
No, that's silly, but there were a few other things that bothered me.
Such as?
Well, a really big one was how Ryan Gosling was so determined to play the music his way, when it seems like he could have, because John Legend didn't seem like he was stifling Ryan Gosling at all. It's like Ryan Gosling never brought it up. I mean, if you throw in a scene where he starts riffing at a rehearsal with the band and they all tell him to stop, different story. But as it is, he riffed at the concert and everyone loved it. And the other thing, and this is worse, I thought the conflict felt very forced, because Emma Stone's character is way too surprised by Ryan Gosling's schedule with the band, like the touring and the recording. How would they not have discussed that before? Seasons go by in the movie. This has been like season to season. It seems like none of the characters speak to each other in between seasons. So, I don't know. Overall, I just thought the writing was weak.
Weak? I thought a lot of the dialogue was really interesting. Especially a lot of the interactions between Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling. Adorable.
Sure, but I'm not talking about the dialogue so much as the story itself. I don't feel like we spent enough time with Emma Stone, which is really frustrating because the perfect opportunity to give us more time with Emma Stone and her family was when she went home to Nevada. In fact, I thought it was a huge missed opportunity that we didn't have, like, you know, a 5 to 10 minute scene with her talking to her family at the dinner table before Ryan Gosling is outside honking his horn. Imagine if, you know, she was talking and it was this heartfelt conversation and then we heard the horn. That would have been awesome, and we would have known it was Ryan Gosling because they set it up in the beginning. But instead, we cut right from Ryan Gosling getting the call from the casting agency to him outside honking the horn. To be honest, it seems so obvious to me that I wouldn't be surprised if there is a deleted scene of just that. And speaking of missed opportunities, the part where they approach a film shoot when they're on the studio lot where she works, and the crew tells her to be quiet because they're about to shoot, and then they start whispering. All that happens is they whisper, they finish the take, like they don't interrupt at all, and then they continue that conversation without whispering. Nothing happens. I thought what was going to happen was they were going to keep interrupting and having to start over and say cut and action a bunch. I thought that could have been cool. In fact, it could have been a musical number in which the verses are all whispered, then someone yells cut, and the chorus is sang loudly, and then someone says action, and they've got to start whispering again to get to the verses. Look, what I'm really trying to say here is that I've seen this movie many times before. Explain to me the basic plot of the movie.
Aspiring actress who is struggling through auditions meets a fellow artist, they fall in love, but it causes a lot of tension when he becomes more successful than she does.
Okay. So it's the last 5 years.
Yeah, I mean...
Not only is it the same story, but they're both musicals. The last 5 years came out 15 years ago, and it was adapted into a movie 2 years ago with Anna Kendrick, so it should be fresh in people's minds.
Yeah, but that did go straight to video on demand.
No, it opened in 3 theaters. Fine. Nobody saw it. And maybe I'm biased because I love the last 5 years, but that doesn't change the fact that it was the same story, and I found that to be very distracting while I was watching La La Land. All right. I don't know about you, but I do not want to be in the laundry room all day. Are you shining just for